Hello, this is Mr. Shannon Lawan Clements, the nomadic author, coming to you again from Montgomery, Alabama. The one thing I wanted to say is that since I've been down here in Montgomery, Alabama, I've noticed that I've run into quite a few people down here in Montgomery, Alabama, whom are from Detroit, Michigan. And it's kind of making me wonder because why would such a high number of people from Detroit, Michigan funnel down here to Montgomery, Alabama when there's really not much work? The purpose of leaving the place in order to make a life for yourself is because there's work there. Detroit, you know, is like at the top of the list for unemployment, and so is the state of Michigan. So, and I've been here in Montgomery, Alabama 3 weeks, going on a month now. And I can personally tell you, there's hardly any work here. You know what I'm saying? Going through a company called Labor Ready, you might get sent out maybe once a week, maybe twice a week, if you're lucky. I've talked to people who say that, man, it's been a month since I got sent out on a job. So that's why I'm sitting here wondering, what is it about that? Because it had been a couple of weeks before I finally got it. Man, I tell you one thing, man, look, this is how bad the job situation is here. I thought I was going to get up. I call myself being slick. You saying I'm gonna get up and I say, all right. First, I'm gonna tell you how it is. You know what I'm saying? Labor Ready opens up at 5:30 in the morning. I usually get up at 5 a.m. to get and go around there and just so I can sign in. And there'll already be a line of people waiting at 5 a.m. So I said, all right. I went up there one time at 4. I got up at 4, a half an hour early because I was like, dang, the buses don't run that early, I don't think. So I got up at 4:30, went around there, and people were still around there. I'm like, damn, what the hell? And I think I ended up like number 11 on the list because that's how many people was there before me. You know what I'm saying? If you're not like number 1 through 4, you know what I'm saying, 9 times out of 10, you're not going out to work that day. And so I called him. I said, all right, I'm gonna be slick about this. Now I know at 3:30 in the morning nobody's gonna be out there. So I called myself. I set my alarm at 3:30. Went around there. Man, it was about it was a line of people just sit up there all just chilling. You know what I'm saying? And Labor Ready doesn't open up until 5:30, and it's 3:30 in the morning. Come on, now be for real. You know what I'm saying? I was number 17 on the list when I I said, hold on. I know that I got around there, motherfuckers camped out, laid out, sleep, early for work. And like I said, if you're not like number 1 through 4, 9 times out of 10, you're not going out. So I knew I wasn't going nowhere. I just stayed in line and said, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? And signed in at number 17. You know what I'm saying? I was there at 3:30. So I had to get up at 3 o'clock once. And I said, all right, this is like a little bit better. And I noticed that one thing about it is that there's a lot of people who collect checks on the 1st and the 15th of the month. You know what I'm saying? That's when you really got a good chance of getting a job. You know what I'm saying? Because not many people gonna be out there. You know what I'm saying? But come on, 3 o'clock in the morning and people camped out. Sleeping. Ow! You know what I'm saying? I got out there at 3 o'clock in the morning. You know what I'm saying? And I think I was number three, and that's the reason why I got some work that day. You know what I'm saying? It's been an ongoing thing because the people who I work for love me. They write it all the time. I'm a great worker. They tell me all the time. We like you. But I'm just saying, it's just the fact that there's not much work. So why would you have such a mass exodus from a place where there's no work to another place where there's little next to no work? Some of the people who work behind the desk at Labor Ready have told me, yes, I'm from Detroit. And at another company called Labor Finders, they tell me, I ran into another lady. She said, yes, I'm from Detroit. And I'm quite sure there's quite a few other people there at Labor Finders. You know what I'm saying? Not behind the desk, but waiting on jobs. You know what I'm saying? I get out there. I went out there one time. I saw it was about 30 people out there. I said, I know I'm not getting no damn work through no Labor Finders because there's about 30 people out here just waiting. And all I was doing is just going to fill out an application. You know, so I went there late that day. You know what I'm saying? Because that's where I found out where it was at. And it was a bunch of people still just waiting to get out there, and it was late. You know what I'm saying? Labor Finders opened at 5:32. I think it was about maybe 8, 9 o'clock. No. It was about 11, almost going on noon, because they told me to come back the next day because they stopped filling out applications at 10 a.m. So I know I was late that day, and it was a bunch of people just sitting around in the lobby. Man, somebody even cussed the guy out, like, man, fuck you. Man, I ain't gotta go. Man, you can take this job and shove it. And literally, this is what he said. Because there's that many people still waiting to go to work, and they just don't have the work here in Montgomery, Alabama. Now they say if I was to go up to Birmingham, then the chances of getting more work is a little bit better because they have all the docks and stuff there, you know, and they send people out to unload them the shipyards, you know. So you know how that go. I've been around filling out applications. I went to Walmart and I'm still waiting on Walmart to give me a call, and they told me just fill out the application. What was it? Not Office Depot, the same way. So, and you know, people are very protective. They rather get their cousin in there or whatever than let you come from out of town or whatever to get a job. You know, so it's hard, especially if you're from out of town. They don't like giving out of towners jobs. You know, even though I told you I ran into two people working behind the desk. They like to keep, you know what I'm saying? They like to keep the jobs to themselves. This is what they tried to pull on me, you know what I'm saying? Because when I first got here, I didn't know the schedule of the jobs. Because on Wednesdays, through Labor Ready, on Wednesdays, that's when the jobs pick up, and so they would have me give them a ride. You know what I'm saying? I need a ride somewhere. You know what I'm saying? One of them would take the fall for the day. You know what I'm saying? Give me a ride, and then I get a call. I'm way on the other side of town. You know what I'm saying? They saying, well, we need somebody to go for work. Well, I'm on the other side of town because I was dropping because I didn't think I was going to get no work. So I figured out what they was doing. They was trying to keep me out of a job so that somebody else who's actually from Montgomery, Alabama, could get a job. You know, so I said, all right, that's the way y'all gonna play. I cut all the rides out. Get the hell out. You know. So that's the reason why I said, all right. You know, and I started getting more work after I did that. You know, because I know they did that to me twice. And you know, I said the first time you don't think nothing of it, but when the second time come along, you get to question yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, well, I starting to see a pattern. You know what I'm saying? It's like they say, three times a charm. So I let that go at that, and I said, all right, the third time is not going to happen. It only happened twice, and I noticed the pattern, and they know that I noticed the pattern. No, and I started getting more work. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I'm getting ready to blow this joint soon enough. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been in here longer than I was supposed to. You know what I'm saying? It's more like my welcome is being worn out. You know, if that's what you want to call it, and their welcome is getting worn out too. You know, I'm tired of looking at Montgomery, Alabama. I'm supposed to be traveling across the country, not stuck. You know what I'm saying? I've been here so long, my feet starting to grow roots, and I don't want to grow no damn roots in no Montgomery, Alabama. This is a place I just stop through to visit. You know what I'm saying? This is part of the, you know what I'm saying, one of the things that I'm going to have to look forward to doing as I travel across the country, you know what I'm saying? Trying to get my books sold and build up my whole entire reputation, you know what I'm saying? Build up my fan. I got a small fan base, but I'm trying to build my fan base up more. You know what I'm saying? It's getting hard, you know what I'm saying, because the competition is out. I'm trying to use Labor Ready because Labor Ready is a national company, and they're in every state. They have accounts with companies that are in every state as well. They're national companies, you know, so they're national accounts. They told me that while I was back up in Detroit, Michigan. You know what I'm saying? I learned a lot while I was up in Detroit, Michigan through Labor Ready. You know what I'm saying? I'm seeing a difference in the Labor Readies as I travel across the country, working through Labor Ready. You know what I'm saying? Some of them like to run a little bit different, but you know, whatever. As long as you get work, and at least up in, you know what I'm saying, in Detroit, I was getting jobs that was paying me about $9-10. You know what I'm saying? Down here, the most I've ever worked for was about $7.50 down in Montgomery, Alabama. You know what I'm saying? That's their minimum wage. Every job I've gotten through Labor Ready while out down here in Montgomery, Alabama, has been minimum wage. So, like I said, why would there be such a mass exodus of people from a place where there's literally no work? But I was getting more work while I was in Labor Ready up in Michigan than I am down here. So it's just that I know I had to travel from Labor Ready to Labor Ready while all throughout Michigan just to find work. You know what I'm saying? Their text messaging system down here in Montgomery, Alabama is a little bit slower. You know what I'm saying? Up there in Michigan, they cut it all the way out. You don't hang out in our offices no more. That's Michigan. Labor Ready in Michigan said no. After such date, you don't come to our office no more. We will text message you. You know what I'm saying? And then from there, you just whoever jump on the text message first. And I was getting work like crazy while I was up there. I was drop the text message, going straight into the office, pick up my ticket, and go to work. That's how it was. But down here in Montgomery, Alabama, they only do specialty jobs. They send out text messages. You know what I'm saying? Specialty jobs. But any, you know what I'm saying? I might actually put a video up there and show you the line of people that's just sitting up there waiting, and then come back with a videotape later and show you exactly how many of those people who was waiting in line to get work and how many actually went out. You know what I'm saying? So that's just basically how it is. And the people behind the desk, you know, because they tell me, well, you know, they open at 5:30, around 7 o'clock. If you ain't going out, you ain't going out nowhere. They just told me. I said, well, anyway, like, man, I'm gonna be real with you. We ain't got no jobs right now. So you just wasting your time sitting up here. Ain't none of the jobs gonna come through later. You know, so unless it's a fluke. Which I done came in on a fluke before, you know what I'm saying? Picked up an afternoon job. But 9 times out of 10, if you come in at 5:30 and you haven't been sent out by 7, 7:30, you're not going nowhere that day. You might as well just bust up. You know, come back the next day. Maybe you have a little bit more luck. But that's basically how it is down here in Montgomery, Alabama. And we'll see how things go. I'm gonna see how things is a little bit different over in another different labor ready. All right. I'll talk to y'all later. This is Nomadic Author, Mr. Shannon Clemens, signing out.